Welcome back. The last time the South Dakota football team won a season opener on the road was all the way back in 2005, a 77-0 thrashing of Minnesota Crookston. Well, this past Saturday, that streak was broken, and oddly enough, USD scored the same amount of points. For more on the 1-0 start to 2017, here's Jay Elson with Bob Nielson in Vermilion.
South Dakota coming off a huge win in their season opener, 77-7 down at Drake on Saturday. And head coach Bob Nielson here to give us some thoughts on all that now. And Bob, was getting off to a fast start something that you stressed to your guys leading up to this game?
Well, we certainly wanted to get off to a good start. We decided to take the football. We felt, through the course of the week that our offense had a chance to be able to move the ball with effectiveness, and it was great to see that opening drive go in the end zone. That was, certainly a big momentum lift.
And it was a sign of things to come, that's for sure. I mean, a lot of the talk in the offseason was about consistency, though, and so I'm sure you wanted to see how they were going to follow up that first drive. Well, they did it 8 out of 9 times in the first half, got into the end zone. The other thing that was telling to me, 12 of 17 on third down for the day, but 9 of 10 in the first half.
We did a good job of converting third downs. A couple we got by penalty, which is part of our offense when you're in tempo and can go on 2 once in a while. But also thought Chris made some exceptional plays on third down. And the good thing about it is we weren't in a lot of off-schedule third down situations, which allowed us to either have the option to run or throw the football.
You mentioned Chris, what a day for him, and it was a short one. 17 of 24, 248 yards, 5 touchdowns through the air, all of them to different receivers. And we talked about how deep that group was, but we really saw that show out on Saturday, just how many options he really does have.
It's great to have the depth that we have there. We can play those guys in waves, and we ran 53 plays in the first half with our tempo offense, and being able to roll those guys really helped us, I think, later in the half. We had fresh legs, and their defensive backs didn't have fresh legs, and that's one of the reasons why you saw so many deep completions.
Did you see something out of Chris that indicated how much improvement that he's put forth or put together since the end of last season? Just based on, I know you probably have to consider the opponent a little bit here, but I mean, he was just so efficient and obviously contributing with his feet and with his arm just like he did last year. But did you see signs of improvement out of him?
I think his decisions overall were very good. He looked like an experienced quarterback with the decisions in our run-pass option plays and the way that he triggered the ball. And I think he showed a great deal of patience in the pocket where he went to a second or third look, where a year ago I think he would have pulled that ball down and started scrambling around. Those are the kinds of plays that you would expect experienced quarterbacks to make, and Chris did that in the first half.
On the defensive side, you came into the season wanting to be better against the run. Drake finished the day -1 yard on 34 attempts. I got to imagine you're going to be happy. Football coaches are never happy. You got to be pretty happy about that.
Well, I'm happy, but honestly, we could play a lot better. And we started some young guys. Actually, started a true freshman in the defensive line, and they made some mistakes, but we were able to overcome those mistakes. Our linebackers played better against the run. We'll certainly be tested more severely in some of the upcoming games that we have now than we were Saturday. But it was a good start.
You mentioned the young guys all over the 2 deep, all over your roster, really. That's the kind of football team you have. You're going to be growing up under fire, so to speak. But your young guys Saturday, they didn't just play. They made plays. I mean, they contributed to this win in a big way.
I was really excited to see a lot of those young guys step in, and what was nice about the game is a lot of those guys got a lot of plays, and you would expect that the more they played, the better they're going to get. Guys like Kai Henry and Cody Case on offense, Ben Kled, who all scored their first collegiate touchdowns, and guys that we're going to have to rely on as the season goes on.
Well, congratulations on that first victory, 1-0 on the season. We'll talk a little bit more about Bowling Green, your next opponent, coming up a little bit later this week.
Great, thanks.
Good stuff. Thank you, Jay and Coach Nielson. The Coyotes are on the road again this weekend, heading to Ohio to take on Bowling Green this Saturday. Like Jay mentioned, we'll have a preview of that game with Coach Nielson later in the week. Coming up next, the first career touchdown for a South Dakota State senior, the great reaction from his teammates, and the attempted congratulatory phone call at halftime from his grandmother.